Stuck in this room that keeps spinning, wondering how you been, where you hide. Late night drinking, wishful thinking, what if you were here? Morning waking, heart still aching, something about the way you make me feel. I don't wanna mess up your night, I don't wanna put up a fight, I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I gotta say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind, can't go one more day without you. No. Lately there's something that's missing. Empty bed doesn't feel empty hearts. Typical me reminiscing. A memory doesn't heal open scars. Late night drinking, wishful thinking, what if you were here? Morning waking, heart still aching, something about the way you make me feel. I don't wanna mess up your night, I don't wanna put up a fight, I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I got to say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind, can't go one more day without you. Can't go one more day without you. No, can't go one more day. No, I can't. Day without you. Can't go one more day. I can't go one more day without you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you?
I can't go one more day.
Hope the last 24 hours have been great for you. Mine have been spectacular. Now, this morning, we are on YouTube, and I'm going to put a lot of effort into building on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't already done so, please share it. Share it. If you're getting a notification, you're here early, well, that means that you definitely are a subscriber already. But I want to get my subs up, and I need your help. On today's show, they tried to smear a black man by calling him gay. Yeah, remember a couple weeks ago, there was some really nasty rumors about a black man named Kevin Samuels being gay. And he recently did an interview in which he spoke to, and I thought he spoke some real truth. I want to talk about that this morning. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I've got local issues, local news for you. I've got regional news for you, national and cultural. I want to talk about everything with you for the next 2 hours. It's the Nathan Ivey Show. Cincinnati's most popular and dangerous podcast is live and in full effect. We're on YouTube this morning. We're on the Spreaker Network. We're on the TuneIn Network this morning. And I really appreciate you. Good morning, everybody. And there's a lot of things to talk about. Some of this might be on your radar screen. Some of it may not be on your radar screen. You may not be aware of it. Great. Also, have you ever heard the term black male Karen? Black male Karen. Well, if not, you're going to hear about it this morning. Also, there's a new movie trailer out. It's a new movie trailer. We got to talk about it. The title of the movie is Karen. Yeah, somebody made a movie about Karens. If you haven't seen the trailer, I've got it for you. We'll talk about it all this morning, coming up in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. I want to give you about 90 seconds to like and in particular share the show because we're not on Facebook this morning. We're just on YouTube. So please share the show, share the show. Suckers can never stop what we building. Nothing stops what we build. Thank you for being here. We'll get started in about 90 seconds.
into my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did the for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, on my told him it's nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now.
Your brains are coming through blasting. Good morning to you. Welcome back. It's the Nate Ivy Show. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you in advance. Take a second to like and in particular share the show. Let the world know that we've got something special here. That there's some people in the city of Cincinnati that's got some damn sense. Nathan Ivy and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Good morning, and good morning. Great to be with you. All right, numerous things to talk about. I want to hit the ground running this morning. I want to hit the ground straight running. Hold on, let me a second here. I want to pull this camera just a little bit to the side here. I think I like that better. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Nathan Ivy with you. It's another beautiful day in the sun. Always great to be with you. As I said, I mean, I get up every single morning and I just love to be alive. I love to be with you. Things are great. Now, let me give you a heads up. Let me look ahead. The family and I are planning to do a little traveling during the July 4th holiday. Okay, so that may impact the show on the 2nd. That may impact the show. Now, what does that mean? That means that we may, let me think about what that means exactly. Either we won't do a show or I'll pre-record a show, right? And we'll do it that way. It'll be pre-recorded, or we may do the show and leave afterward. I'll let you know. I'll make a decision by Friday and I'll let you know. That'll give you a full week. The family, my wife is from Cleveland. She hasn't seen her family, her side of the family in a while. We had a death in the family. Her father-in-law passed away during COVID. It wasn't due to COVID, very unexpectedly. And so when something like that happens in your family, of course, it raises your level of concern, and it raises the level of desire to make sure you see your family members, because anything can happen. So, I definitely want to support that. And I want to see my in-laws as well, take the kids the whole 9 yards. So just give you a heads up on that. That could be happening. That'll be coming up, not this Friday, but next Friday. Okay, I want to give you a heads up on that. So good morning with you. And that may affect some of the shows here. I'll talk with all the hosts. They're hearing it here first if they're listening right now or they see this broadcast, but I'll let you know what's going on. I know in terms of Straight Talk, we're planning on doing pre-recording the show and then placing it so it fires on Sunday. But I'll let you know. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Life is good. Always a pleasure to be with you this morning. I want to give you some local news real quick. We've been talking a lot about CCA, right? Well, just yesterday, CCA's funding, or at least a proposal for CCA's funding, was increased. Now, you might remember, and again, we got a call just yesterday, the last call of the show from Iris Rowley. The Citizens Complaint Authority requested an additional $460,000 to hire 5 new staff members, in part to manage a backlog of more than 130 cases older than 90 days, but also to do some other things that CCA was originally set up to do, but they just haven't had the manpower, the funding, and the resources to do it. And to me, in a post-George Floyd world, our city council, if they're trying to do things that will push the needle, when it comes to that, it's not about Black artists. Okay, I support Black artists, but it's about making sure that CCA is properly funded. So from what I gather, there was a commitment from the Budget and Finance Committee, they voted to add another $100,000 to the budget for the city's police oversight board. Now that's still $60,000 short. And for me, what I don't understand is that's a great thing. So now we're up to $400,000. That's great. But if the director, that's Gabe Davis, is asking for $460,000, then what's stopping city council from making it's an additional $60,000? What's the problem here? That $60,000 could be the difference between having another investigator or having the ability for the Citizens Complaint Authority to actually do what it was set up to do. Let's make this happen, city council. This is a no-brainer right here. If you want to show you love black people, then put that 60 grand into CCA. That means a whole lot more to me than putting paint on the ground outside of City Hall. I'm just telling you, not that it has to be either or, but I'm saying, I'm making a point here. Like it or don't like it, it makes no difference. It is what it is. Why can't we get an extra 60,000? I don't get it. We got money for everything else in this city. But the Citizens Complaint Authority, to me, should be at the front of the list because they were created years and years ago. And everybody runs around, city leaders love to get on national television and talk about the collaborative. Every time a city leader, right, a politician gets on national television, every single time they talk about the collaborative. Oh, we historic. Well, put your money where your mouth is. I'm glad to see that City Council, the Budget and Finance Committee voted to add an additional $100,000. But that's $60,000 short of what Gabe Davis, the director of CCA, asked for. That's what they asked for. So how you going to claim, post George Floyd world, everybody cared. Oh, we got to do something about this. We got to do something about this. Something needs to be done. Well, let's get it done. Let's get this done. This is a no-brainer. And let's make a long-term commitment to CCA so we can see what they can do. To me, this is just common sense. I just don't understand how anybody can have any other opinion about it other than that. It was a 6-2. The committee voted 6-2 on Greg Landsman's proposal to divert $100,000 from a general contingency fund to the CCA. You had two members of council that on that budget committee that voted against it. That's Betsy Sunderman, surprise, surprise, and Steve Gooden. They opposed the motion. Betsy Sunderman had some issue about them being full-time employees, blah, 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 some old dumb, you know it. And I don't have a comment from Steve Gooden. I have to go back and check it out on City Cable. I don't get it. What's the problem? Either you support the collaborative or you don't. If you don't, just say you don't. If you don't, just say you don't. This is real simple. If you don't, just say you don't. For what I'm reading, Iris Rowley shouted from the back of council chambers yesterday, stop trying to run the CCA. Let the director do that. I agree. It makes perfect sense. Make it happen, Captain. So why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because you need to know this. And then also, you got brand new council. You got council race coming up. We got to vote on 9 members. 8 of them are not going to be 7 of them are not going to be incumbents. Actually, I take that back. 8 of them, only one person that's running for city council, let me try it another way, is going to be a previously elected incumbent. That's Greg Landsman. Everybody else was either appointed, or their term limited out. That's it. Whole new council. So these are some of the things that we need to be bringing up during the next few months when you hear these virtual town halls, and I think that we're also going to have some in-person town halls as well. These are the kind of issues we should be bringing up. You should ask these prospective members of city council, how would you vote on this? Where's your support? Do you support the CCA? Do you support full funding? Okay, you support it, but to what level? This is what really matters in my opinion. What do you think? 513-873-7134. Some more local news you can use coming from city council that, again, I bring this up because we spent a lot of time talking about affordable housing. Council member Chris Silbach, a white male Democrat who's now term limited out. For a little while, he put it out there that he was kind of thinking about running for mayor, then he backed away from it. But he announced just yesterday that he is proposing a charter amendment to raise the city's income tax from 1.8 to 1.9% in order to fund affordable housing. That's a 0.1% raise. It would be in effect for 9 years. And Chris Silbach says that he thinks it could generate about $170 million. So the idea, at least from what I'm gleaning, I haven't talked to him directly, but from what I'm reading through the media, is that, with a 0.1% tax income tax increase here in the city over the next decade, that'll raise 170 million. At the same time, city leadership is going to be looking from private investment on affordable housing, right? And they're trying to get like a 3-to-1. So for every $1 raised by the public, they want to match it with 3 private dollars. Now, who these people are, we don't know. Sounds great. From what I'm reading, the estimate is that we could be talking about $500 million in affordable housing in the next 9 years. Sounds good to me. I'm glad to see that people out here are, focused on this issue. And remember, folks, we've got the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, but it's got no dedicated source of revenue. We love to do that in this city. City council loves to create these things and then have no funding mechanism whatsoever. Oh, this is a great idea. Can't fund it. Let's get her done, council. Just want to give you an update on some things that have been happening within the last 24 hours. This is the smartest and most hip audience in Cincinnati, bar none. There are others trying to recreate what we're doing because they know we got a good thing. But again, when this earth is all over with, when the aliens come, at least they'll be able to say there were some smart people in Cincinnati. At least a small pocket of common sense. It's called the Chop Shop. Good morning to you. How you doing? If you want to share your thoughts this morning, pretty simple, 513-873-7134. If you'd like to share your thoughts. I want to talk about Kevin Samuels for a second because he is the cover story. He did an interview recently with Vlad TV. It's a very interesting interview he did with Vlad TV, quite honestly. And in his interview, he talked about the allegations that he is gay. And it was a female member of the audience that sent me a link and kind of hit me to this a few weeks ago. I'm glad she did. And I was like, wait a minute, gay? And, I'm thinking, you know what? This is what they always try to do to invalidate a brother. They want to try to smear you by calling you gay. You know what I'm saying? I've even had people call me gay because I always speak my mind, whether people agree or not agree. And so now the world is a lot different. There was a time when homosexuality was less accepted. There was a time when gay marriage was illegal in Ohio. And I used to hit the roof because I thought it was absolutely wrong. And because of it, I remember it was some brothers. I mean, what kind of black man would question other black man's sexuality because he speak his mind? I don't get it. But I remember brothers coming to me like, why you keep talking about this gay stuff? Are you gay? No, I'm not. But when I see right, I see right. And when I see wrong, I see wrong. I don't give a damn where it is. Period. I'm going to call it out. Period. I'm always going to speak my mind no matter what the personal consequence is in terms of how people might view me. Think what you want to think. But black women use that as well when they're dealing with a black man that's talking about relationships. I've heard a lot of black women, posting pictures of Kevin Samuels because he's got like a little fanny pack or something. It wasn't the look I would go for, I'll tell you that. But every man is different. If that's what he want to wear, his little fanny, his Gucci fanny pack, go right ahead. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who am I to judge? That's just you. Okay, you do your thing. And he spoke to these rumors because, and then we talked about this, right? Apparently, if you ever watch Kevin Samuels' show, he does like a lot of shows. He brings callers on and things like that, and he'll bring people onto the screen using Zoom or whatever program he's using. And apparently, he tried to bring somebody on the screen, and there was an image of a black man in bed. And it was on his screen. And then people ran with it and was like, oh, that must be his lover in the background. I'm like, wait a minute. With technologies these days, and you don't know what's going to happen. All kind of strange things happen, right? And he went on Vlad TV and he explained it. And he explained it just like that. He said, listen, I take Zoom calls And sometimes people put an image up like a profile pic. You can't control that. He said, I don't know who it was. It is what it is. But he's like, look, it's very interesting, but people would try to run with that to try to smear a black man because he's outspoken. And I 100% agree with the brother. I think he's highly entertaining. I think from time to time he makes some great points that need to be said. And it's very interesting the way that some black women react to that. It's very interesting. I'll talk more about it in a second. But we got a call on the line. Let's take it. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, comrade.
Good morning to you. Black Russia, what's up?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Can't complain, man.
Yeah, it won't do any good.
None at all. None at all.
Hey, I didn't plan on talking about this, but since you brought Kevin Samuels up, hey, man, that's my man, 100 grand, bro. Like, he keeps it 1,000. And, like, what you said is absolutely true. When people are losing the debate, then they want to start talking about you personally, like calling him gay. Like, that makes no sense at all. I think he's twice married and twice divorced as well. But the fact remains that who gives a damn about his sexuality in this matter? He's speaking the truth. And when you speak the truth, people don't like that. So they'll start calling you names. So I'll let you get more into that. But I 100,000% agree with you that Kevin Samuels is highly entertaining. And shit, I sponsor his show. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he says stuff that men in this society could never say, because we would be blackballed, we would be ostracized if we repeated any of his rhetoric.
Mm-hmm. No, he right.
But
and he right when he checked black
ahead.
women too, because some of these black women, that the queen thing is real big right now. Every black woman is a queen. Okay.
We know that's not facts.
Yeah, sometimes it don't really match up. Like the actions and the words don't really match up, and he calls it out. And there's some black women that just don't like that. That's what I see. They just don't like it because it's just an opinion.
That's true. Yeah, right. And everybody got an opinion. So why you mad about this one man opinion? Right. If you don't like what the man's saying, you ain't gotta watch him. But see, a lot of women love watching them, and they queens when they 5'2" and 400 pounds. They deserve a high value man. Like he's telling you, hey, you gotta get in your lane. Like there's a man out there for you, a high value man. This might not be your lane. 5'2", 400 pounds, and he hit with the music that won't. Well, I'd be dying. Hey, man, but I wanted to talk about this because, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but the city was on fire last night with these shootings. I mean, everywhere. Evanston, Avondale, Price Hill. There was like 3 shootings last night. I mean, they had a drive-by right there on Reading and Rocky, right there, Family Dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody drove by. They said the teenager's critical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I just got to ask this question. I asked this last week. I'm going to keep asking it. Do black lives matter to black people? I mean, we doing therapy down there at 801 Plum Street, drawing on the ground, and there's black children. These are black children now. We ain't even talking about no grown men, although there was one grown man involved. But a lot of these shootings, bro, have been teenagers.
Right. Well, last time you called in, you took a lot of heat, man. People saying you was giving them same old conservative talking points, and you right about that.
Man, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what people say.
They right about that, Black Russia. You ain't asking, do white people love white people? Do white lives matter to white people?
I'm not white, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, this ain't a black thing. Crime is crime. Period.
Man, you don't see white folks doing drive-bys in Anderson Township. You don't see white people doing drive-bys in Western Hills.
I seen 2 white people kill a whole family up in Pike County. Took the whole family out.
Yeah, the Roden family. So that ain't even our community, bro.
I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, you trying to make it seem like violence is just a black thing, and it is not. Violence is violence across the board. So I think your question is misleading.
It's not misleading, bro, because I see black kids dying in the streets, bro. And I'm gonna say this: Iris Bowler is a attention whore. Like she didn't even have to be yelling from the gallows of City Hall. You get 2 minutes to say your piece and you keep it moving. Like for her to be yelling out the gallows, it just show black women out of control. People want to shit on me for saying that, but it's absolutely the truth. You get your 2 minutes and you keep it moving. I done went down there, gave my 2 minutes and kept it moving, although I might have had more to say. But for her to be out here yelling from the gallows of City Hall, I don't give a damn about how much emotion you got behind the situation. Control yourself, black woman. Stop trying to get some attention. It's attention whore. It bothers me.
I don't think she's attention whore.
Yeah.
See, the difference is that when you went down to city council and you said your piece, you didn't really get nothing done. When she went down to city council, you ain't get nothing done. When she went down to
No,
city council, she got
unfactual.
CCA another $100,000.
No, so Iris Rowley got him 100,000. See, that's what I'm talking about. She ain't do that shit, bro. The politicians did that. She down there yelling and screaming and all this type of bullshit.
They
That's
didn't
need
do
to
it
get
by
her under control.
themselves. The politicians got to
Iris
be
Rowley ain't
pushed
do
by
that.
community activists in the right direction. That's what she was down there doing, and it worked. So whether
No,
she
it
had to
didn't work.
scream from the back room or she had to call in on Zoom, whatever she did worked because she got the bag.
Look, bro, she didn't get a bag. I emailed them politicians last week telling them to fully fund CCA. Okay, I got receipts. Like she wanted to say, I got receipts. I don't talk about what I do. Okay, I just do it. See, I'm not an attention whore like that. I don't have to yell from the seats of Cincinnati City Council once I'm done with my 2 minutes. She's down there screaming like, you thinking that screaming got her 100,000? You's a fool.
No, I don't think it was a screaming. I'm just saying, I think it was. It wasn't just a screaming. The screaming was just another example of her not giving up and being holding them accountable. It wasn't just her screaming from the back. It was all the work that happens behind the scenes that nobody sees. Come on now.
Right,
don't try to invalidate her contributions because you don't like her. Let's keep it 100.
No, it's not about me. It's not about me like an Irish. No, it's not about me like an Irish. Because personally speaking, I ain't got no problem with Irish personally. I got a problem with the politics. But here's the fact of the matter, though, Nathan Ivy. Why won't we just say that everybody behind the scenes did what they're supposed to do? Because see, again, I didn't advertise that I was down there emailing all the members of council. I got receipts talking about fully funded CCA. I don't have to go down there yelling after my 2 minutes, acting like a damn fool. She didn't get the bag, bro. It was a collective community thing that got the bag. If you want to be honest about it, I was just saying the grandstand and yelling from the gallows didn't get 100,000, bro. I'm saying people emailed council, people testified other than her. We're gonna just say,
sure.
Queen Iris did it.
Come
on, all right. So don't be like, Queen Iris got the bag.
Yeah, she got the bag.
Come on, bro.
I'm gonna say she got the bag. Yeah.
Nah, she didn't do a damn thing by herself. Believe that. I'm just saying again. I emailed down there too. They say fully fund CCA. I ain't even have to go down there and get 2 minutes on that.
Like this. I bet you that if I reached out to Greg Landsman, which I can do this morning, he's a fun, and I said, hey, Greg, is there one person in Cincinnati that's been instrumental in pushing CCA and the funding? I bet you he gonna say Iris Rowley and not you.
Because he's placating for votes, bro.
Because it is what it is, and real is real. No, everybody can see that. I bet you
everybody
if I called the various members of City Council this morning, had them come on the show and said, if there's one person out there that's really been pushing CCA and has led to this, I already know what they're going to say. They ain't going to say you. They're going to say her.
They ain't got to say me because I'm not the person. I'm not the person out here screaming at the top of my lungs.
It ain't about screaming. It's about all the work and the effort that's been put in for years, bro. That ain't no one-time thing. She just show up yesterday. She's been doing this for years.
Man, she just showed up yesterday, bro.
You might have a problem with her, and that's cool. You can even disagree, but real is real. Always keep
real is real. So, right, and we're going to do that. So what I'm saying to you is, you can't say one person. Well, okay, I hear you.
I'm just
what I'm saying is,
I bet you if I called Greg Lanson this morning, he came on the show, and I asked him, what one person was instrumental in getting this 100 grand? He's not going to say you. He ain't gonna say, I got an email from Graston.
Right, because he know I ain't voting for his ass.
No,
okay? He did get an email from Graston.
You didn't do it.
He did get an email from Graston.
That's why. It's because it's not you, it was her. So give her her flowers and her props for what she's doing, and that's it.
She can give flowers to me when she in the dirt, bro. But look, here's
saying.
The reality of it. Everybody wanted this shit funded. Okay, so they're just like,
everybody didn't want it funded. One person that did it. That's not true.
As far as my emails did, I wanted the same thing she wanted. The president
was out here saying that if you fully funded, it's going to lead to an increase in crime because it's going to lower the morale of police officers.
But I disagree with that.
You had two Republican members of the budget committee that voted against it, so that's not true. Everybody wasn't for it.
So I'm talking about the public input, bro. And you trying to mix apples and oranges. I ain't going to let you do that either. We're talking about community input. I'm a part of the community too. I'm a voter in Cincinnati. It's insulting for you to just say Iris Rowley got it done. So don't be like Iris Rowley got it done. I emailed them and told them to fund that shit too.
Yeah,
don't be like,
and I'm on the air telling them to fully fund it, but that don't mean that I'm doing the same thing that she is and other people is doing.
Shit, yes you are, bro. Yes you are. You advocate for the same shit. I'm advocating for it.
We all got a role to play, and we all should play that role. I know what my role is.
I agree with you on that,
and I respect what
what my role is too.
That's all I'm saying.
I know my role is to agitate and to stir the motherfucking pot. And I will keep doing that.
And then sometimes you got to scream from the back of city council and let them know. That's what it
So
is.
decorum, no decorum.
F
And
decorum,
she didn't
man.
have no decorum. See, nah,
That's that Cincinnati
that's
polite
what's wrong.
mentality that never
No,
gets us anywhere. Just be polite and waste your turn. You only get 2 minutes. Don't talk for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. F all of that. Whatever you got to do to get the job done is what we got to do today, period.
man,
If
I'm turning the dog
you got to
loose,
scream
man.
from the back of city council to grab their attention, then that's what needs to be done, period.
You hear? See, I hear Iris again. Iris out here talking again. I'm gonna holler at you, bro.
All right,
You
brother,
hear?
take it easy.
Told her to be quiet.
Yeah, nah, it's not my place, brother. I don't do that. I stay in my lane. I let people do their lane. I'm just saying, I mean, real is real. You know me, I keep it real. If I felt otherwise, I say that. I say in my lane, I respect the lane that other people's in. People is that. Talking about some decorum. F decorum. Give a damn about no damn decorum. What the hell is that? Decorum? I don't give a damn about no decorum. If you got to scream from the peanut gallery to wake these members of city council up, then so be it. And so what? I likes it. Just like I liked it last year when people was going down there scaring the hell out of the city council. Remember when David Mann ran away? I loved every bit of it. Whatever it takes. She ain't break no law. And we should all be down there screaming from the back of city council, quite honestly, because we should be outraged about the things that they do. Quite honestly, I loves it. Got no problem with it. And all I see is she got the bag. So what you want me to say? No? Yeah. Period. Whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? You ain't breaking no laws. No more Cincinnati polite. That's what's killing this city. Everybody want to be polite and not step on toes and don't say the wrong thing. And you only get 2 minutes, so you don't talk 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Hell with all of that. It's not going to get us to where we're trying to be as a city. Sometimes you got to be confrontational. Sometimes you got to be full frontal. Sometimes you got to tell it like it is. And if people don't like it, so what? Period. Simple as that. You know, we're gonna polite our way ourselves straight back into nothing changing. I'm not for that. I'm not for that as well at all. So if you got to raise a little hell and kick up some dust, so be it. But you're gonna secure the bag. Mission accomplished. You accomplishing missions out here. Okay, keep it up. I'm not saying I think she always right. Nobody is. But right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, I'm always gonna keep it 100 with you. Always, at all times. So I know you got a personal beef with her. I'll let you have that. Y'all can squabble or whatever y'all do, or you can do whatever you're doing. But if you ask me and say that to me on the line, I'm gonna always keep it real with you, man. No. We should all be down the city council shouting from the back. And if they make you leave, they make you leave. These council members are way too comfortable. They're way too comfortable in their little jobs. Get your name on the door. Bump all of that. This is what needs to be done. It's a travesty. We should all be outraged. Like we get outraged about dumb shit in this city, and then the real shit, we just let it go. We should always be outraged about the city council dragging their feet about fully funding CA. Black and white people should be upset because it's the citizens' complaint authority, not black citizens. Everybody. And if you have a run-in with the police and you feel like they did you wrong, you should have a place where you can go and have your concerns be listened to. And if there is merit to it, because if it's meritless, it's meritless. But if there's merit to your claims, there should be a full investigation and officers should be held accountable. It don't mean they're going to be fired, but they should be held accountable for the way that they interact with the citizens. It's so important because that's the reason why things happen back, with the social unrest, because people got sick and tired of going down to council. There was no mechanism that was set in place to address those issues and those concerns. And so the pressure just builds and builds and builds. And if you don't have a way for that pressure to release, then what's going to happen? People in the streets. Now, I'll be honest with you. I ain't have a problem with it. I'm pretty consistent. I ain't have a problem with the social unrest. I thought it was exactly what we needed in Cincinnati because it'll bring attention and wake people up. People getting too comfortable. Flash forward 20 years, I ain't got no problem with people going down to city council and getting loud and talking over the time they give you. All these little time allotments is a way of trying to control people. Everybody know that. So if you don't want people to shout from the back of city council chambers, then do what you're supposed to do. And it won't happen. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to see somebody got some stones. Where the hell is the men at? That's what I want to see, but that's just me. You may have a different opinion. Jerome writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you, Jerome.
Get to the chopper!
There it is. Oh, man. Anthony writes, morning, Chop Shops.
Get to the chopper!
Good morning. Graxon's in the house. He writes, good morning, alt middle, Black Lives Matter, no matter who takes it, hashtag gonna be a hot summer. And again, man, those are straight protect the blue conservative talking points. Absolutely, black people care. Absolutely. But you can't stop somebody from pulling the trigger. What black person in Cincinnati is happy about waking up and looking at the news and you see that a black person killed another black person or there was a shooting in Avondale? I don't know those kind of black people. All the black people I'm involved with hate seeing that and are searching their soul and their resources to try to figure out what they can do to change it. I don't know any black people that's kind of like, hey, they got what they deserve. I don't care. You care, but you can't stop crime. And like I said, we never say this about white people. When white people kill white people, we never say, what about white people? Do white people care about white folks? We never say that. You know, we can be so unfair to one another. So that's ridiculous. Obviously, Black Lives Matter to black people because who else would they matter the most to? Other than black people, of course they do. But how can I stop somebody, whether it's a teenager or somebody else, getting a weapon and deciding that the only way they can deal with a situation is pulling a gun, pulling the trigger? That's an American thing. America teaches us that sometimes there are certain issues that you got to address with a gun. That's a part of our culture. That's steeped in who we are. That's not particular to black people, but that's just my thoughts on it. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, dear brother. What's going on these days?
How you doing, Sister Iris?
Somebody got something to say? Because I'm still in screaming mode. Somebody still got something to say? Somebody don't like how I operate, how I fight? Is there an issue? It couldn't be. If the people who are supposed to represent the people did their damn jobs, I wouldn't have to scream. We wouldn't have to shout. And that was a shoutable moment. They were playing. They were acting as if this wasn't important. And as I said yesterday when I called, it was the Brandon Davis case. And if folk are not paying attention, that ain't my fault. If you don't like how I get down, that's why I don't call you. I don't know what's wrong with some people. When we fight for black people, we got to be ridiculed and criticized by the black people. That's ridiculous. But yes, we did get the funding for CCA. And we will hopefully ensure that officers who did what they did to Brandon Davis, tased that young man 7 times, put a knee in his neck and in his back, detained him for over 45 minutes for no reason, will be, we will make sure that the CCA, when it comes down, that these complaints are sustained, that discipline follows. Those officers didn't get discipline, Nathan. They didn't get discipline. And that's on our watch. So whoever has anything to say about whatever, go sit down somewhere, fight for something, stand up for somebody, figure out how to fix something. But you're absolutely right. Last night, I had a little gathering for the leaders of the free world. We had not been able to literally get together since the pandemic. And my dear brother Ozzy was there, and he got a text, and it just, a 15 or 16-year-old got shot in the head in Avondale. And he said, Iris, I got to go. And that's what he does. And this is just, it's out of order. It's too much. And I do agree with you. America has taught us to pick up our guns and shoot the wrong damn people, shoot at the wrong things. So we got a lot more work to do. But I wanted to report back to you and the Choppers. Yes, we did get the money. They were playing games as usual. We're going to give you Before I left, before I went to City Hall, got a call that there's an additional $100,000 that we found, and then we'll find some more money in 6 weeks. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. As I sat there, money that was being allocated to things and people that had nothing to do with us or to represent our interests or to make sure that we're safe or that we're going to employ us or assist us in employing somebody else. Just going out, they just handing out the dough, handing out the tips, handing out the abatements. Just it was just too much. Like it was a filmmaker making a story of doing a film in Loveland. They gave us 50,000 out the reserves. What? So we down here grappling about $150,000 more. Fund the CCA, fund it, fund it. So we were able to secure that for the Citizens Complaint Authority, not just for anyone that made a call based on the call to action. We appreciate it. CCA appreciates it. The plaintiffs class reps appreciate it. The Black United Front appreciate it. And anybody that's ever filed a complaint. Now, but lastly, what I wanted to say, Nathan, was that please, people, utilize it. If you need to utilize the CCA, I pray that you don't have a negative interaction. I don't want that trauma to be on you or anyone that you know. But if you do, we need to be able to track bad outliers. We need to be able to make sure discipline matches whatever sanctions are given at whatever is sustained at the CCA. But if you don't, we won't know. So that is why CCA is so important. Yeah, I did a lot. It was just too much to bear to sit there and have to feel like you got to plead and beg with people who should know how important this thing is. And what I watched yesterday is that they don't give a damn. They didn't know anything about the Administrative Code 28, what exactly the Citizens Complaint Authority does. It's more than investigations. There are seven things on top of investigations that they have to do, and that it is time to make sure that they can do that. So we did that yesterday, Nathan Ivy, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate you allowing me to come on here and, talk with you and the choppers about what's going on. That is the beauty of having this show, is that you get to come on and give the people, here's what's actually going on right now, today, with this right now. And these are the things that we need to do. So I appreciate it, dear brother, but we still have a lot more work to do. We have a lot of work to do. So, yeah,
well, thank you for the call.
We will put that down as a victory. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, dear brother. Thank you. I get much energy from you and the choppers every single day. That's why I tune in and that's why I listen.
All right. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
That's Sister Iris right there, securing the bag for CCA. So she, Loveland filmmakers. I mean, I think all those projects have something to them, but CCA's been on the books. Like, again, it just burns me up that we create these things and everybody want to get in front of cameras acting like it's a great deal when it benefits them. But when it comes to putting the money behind it, then you want to slow it up. Nah, hell nah. If it's important, it's important. Let's fund it. Let's support it. Let's see what CCA is going to bring to our community. I personally believe it'll just make Cincinnati a better place. I think it'll make the police department a better place, right? I don't look at the CCA as out to get police officers. When I talk with Gabe Davis, I didn't get that feeling. He's doing his job. And if it's got merit to it, it's got merit to it. If they get a complaint, they do an analysis or an investigation, they find out there's no merit. There's no merit. They're not out to get police officers. They're out to hold people accountable. And that's what you're looking for. You just want accountability. So again, if it takes from you, if you got to shout from the back, if you got to shout out of turn, whatever the hell that means, from the back of city council to get the bag for the people, then damn it, we need to grow some testicles, find your strength, and that's what we need to do, period. We need to all join in on that. Like I said, I loved it. I'm disappointed that those folks that was going down to city council raising hell are not doing it anymore. Shit, I'll go out there and get you some water, what you need, because that's exactly the kind of pressure that city council needs. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get a new council. They're going to need to be pressured as well. I've been meeting more of these people. Some of them I kind of know a little bit. They seem like great people, but what I'm looking for in terms of local politicians are people that's got backbone. I'm not looking for followers. I'm not looking for people that's going to be necessarily party allegiant. I'm looking for people that's going to do what they need to do, say what needs to be said, no matter what, for the people. I'm not looking for people that's got the greatest ideas, because we got a plethora of ideas. I mean, it's like a fountain overrunning with ideas. I'm looking for people that's got the backbone to fight for the ideas. Okay? Do you have backbone? I mean, that might even be a question. Tell me a time in your professional life when you had to go against the grain. Are you willing to stand up to your party that gave you an endorsement? Democrat, charter right, Republican Party? Because if you ain't, I ain't voting for you. You're gonna be a good little party person and say what the party tell you to do, and I don't need that. The hell I need that on council for? We've had too much of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for across the board, homie. What are you looking for? 513-873-7134. So I got a clip for you from Kevin Samuels. Man, I want to make this point again. I thought he made an excellent point in which he said that they tried to smear him by calling him gay. And it's like, I've had people do that to me on the air. What are you, gay, Nate? What you talking about this gay marriage for? So I'm thinking, there's a whole lot worse things you can be than gay. There's a whole lot worse things. Now, I'm happily heterosexual, 100%. I am a brand. I'm a grown ass black man in every way. I make no apologies about it. 100% in every way, the good and the bad. I'm tragically flawed. I tell you that straight up. I ain't trying to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I love just being who I am. It is what it is. And, but, you know, I raised my voice behind the MIC for the issues I think are important. And there was a time when people was losing their mind about gay marriage. I never understood it. I'm like, well, if you're not gay, why do you care? Let them get married. Let them be unhappy like all the heterosexual people. Right? I never understood it. And I had black men that used to call into the show like, you must be gay. And I used to just look at the microphone as if it was them like, what the heck is wrong with you? Even if I was, I tell you, I ain't got no shame in my game. It is what it is. I mean, because what you think don't pay my water bill, don't pay my electricity. I still got to do all those things anyway. So why not just be your authentic self? So I'm gonna say this again. You are looking at I am tragically flawed. I ain't trying to be perfect. I have all the human fragilities of all humans. And it is what it is. I keep telling you, see me out doing something, keep fucking walking. Act like you don't see. Is that Nathan Ivey? Nope. I'm just telling you. And I mean that 100%. You might see me out here doing anything because I'm grown. I want to deal with the consequences. So if I'm willing to deal with it, you should be willing to deal with my consequences. Same thing with this whole gay thing. I don't understand how that's a slur to somebody. You know, here you are doing a YouTube show and, you know, you very, very popular, speaking of Kevin Samuels. And then people want to run with something like, oh, we got him now. And there's a certain type of woman that don't like Kevin Samuels. There's a certain type of woman that doesn't like him. And they don't like him because he's challenging them. He's challenging them. That's why this certain type of woman don't like this brother. But I think what he has to say is entertaining and uplifting, and he is fair across the board. So when Kevin Samuels said that sometimes people would try to smear a black man who's outspoken, he's 100% right about that. I'm an outspoken black man. Let me tell you, I'm here to tell you, yeah, 100%. Especially, see, at first what they do is they try to ignore you. And when they can't ignore you, they try to invalidate you. See, that's how that works. The first thing is they want to ignore you. He ain't doing shit. I ain't none of what he doing? He ain't nothing. Ain't worth your time. But then when you see Kevin Samuels is big time now, he got like almost 1 million people on subscribers. He's going Vlad, doing a world star, you name it. He's probably going to show up on like, I don't know, BET or Fox Soul or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised by it. And then good for him, right? So when you reach a certain level of success and people don't like you, then they want to invalidate you. Oh, he must be gay. Well, let's say he is gay. Does that change anything that he said? No. It don't change a damn thing. I'm gonna play this clip for you in a second, but more your chat. Tabitha writes, "Good morning, all. Betting public sports rights. Please don't pre-record. You say that now." Kelly writes, "Good morning." Dale writes, "Good morning, Nate and the Choppers." Braxton writes, the talk show host is either or. We don't have enough money for everything. Al Gerharstein just got $1 million for Taye case. He can throw $60K on CCA if he cares about it. Hashtag alt middle. Well, that's not Al Gerharstein's responsibility. That's the city of Cincinnati's responsibility. That's the taxpayers. The taxpayers supported a racist police department for years and years and years. I'll say it again. Cincinnati taxpayers supported a racist police department, statistically racist. Nobody can argue this. This is the facts. So now the taxpayers are going to have to support you supported the problem, now you're going to have to support the solution. That's the way it works in America. Simple as that. Same thing with the federal government with them reparations. The federal government supported all of this evil, and you're going to have to support all these problems for the descendants of slaves, and you're going to have to support, with them tax dollars, the solution. That's just the way it works in America. Every day, every day. That's the way it works. So no, that's not Al Gerharstein's issue, in my opinion. Terrence writes, good morning, everyone. Good to see you, Terrence. Caramel writes, good morning, everyone. Tracy writes, hi. Terrence writes, we need a whole new 9 at council. I like Landsman and I like Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney. I like Landsman and I like Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney. This is just me personally, since we brought it up. I would not be unhappy. In fact, I'd be happy to see them both reelected. Everybody else, change everything. Like the replacements, I ain't voting for none of the replacements so far. Now, I might do an interview with them and they change my mind. I'm like, oh, shit, I got it wrong about you. But at this point, I don't like what I'm seeing. I think Landsman is open to work with the community. I think that he understands it. Ain't nobody perfect. And I think that I think him and Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney could be a part of a brighter future for Cincinnati. That's just me. Now, could that change? Yeah, it could change. But as I sit here right now, that's the way I look at it, Terrence. But of course, you got your own opinion. Got you, brother. Anime's in the house. Good to see you. Graston writes, Landsman had to testify before a grand jury as co-conspirator number 2. I'm going to make sure he's a one-term councilman. Hashtag alt middle. You're going to make sure, okay, bro, you do what you got to do. Jared writes, good morning, hashtag team and I. Charles writes, grand risings, Nate and the Choppers. Terrence writes, a teenager died last night. Yes, I'm aware of it. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. America has taught us that there are some issues that we have to deal with violence. Violence is as much as a part as America as the flag and apple pie and capitalism. In fact, it all goes together. If you look at your favorite action movies, 9 times out of 10, right, they were using a gun to solve their issue. It's ingrained in us. Gun culture is ingrained in many of us, right? It ain't just the rap music. It's the fetishizing of gangster culture that predates rap music. They always try to put this issue on black folks. No. Black culture, if you want to call it that, hip hop culture looked at gangster culture and took and absorbed some of that. But way before hip hop, Americana was fetishizing Bonnie and Clyde. Americana was fetishizing all these Chicago-style gangsters. That ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? The Lone Ranger. You name some of your favorite TV heroes or whatever, and I'm going to tell you, 9 times out of 10, they had a gun that they used to solve their problems. And that's what the core issue is. The core issue is people believing you can solve your problems with a gun. And the other issue is people feeling like they ain't got nothing to live for. When you feel like you ain't got nothing to live for, you'll do anything. There's a lot of things I just won't do that sometimes have run through my head over the years because I got something to lose. It ain't worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a combination of those things. Also drugs. You got some of these young dudes out here that's hopped up on drugs, man. You know what that liquid courage, that hair, whatever they smoking and drinking, they outside they ain't thinking correctly. You can do anything when you super high. You'll agree to a lot of stuff when you on drugs. That when you're not on drugs, you look back and like, why the hell I do that? There's been a whole lot of people that did something when they was high. They wake up the next morning and look around like, oh my God, why did I do that? It's the same thing with crime. It's the same thing with these crimes out here. Caramel writes, he's wrong. Tiffany writes, good morning, all. Anthony writes, another brother that has a problem with black women. When will it stop? Absolutely. He's got a personal problem with Iris Rowley. Or he just wants to poke the bear, so to speak. Either way. Pat writes, good morning. Dale writes, sounds personal to me, BR. Caramel writes, jealous. Yeah, I'm not a jealous-hearted man. Like, I've never seen another man do something that if I wanted to do, I couldn't do. So I've never really been jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for you, but jealous? If you in that lane and you doing it, then my attitude about that is this. Either you get on board and you help, or you get the F out of their way so they can do what they trying to do. That's my attitude about things like that. So is he jealous, Caramel? I don't know. I can't see you being jealous, because there's a backstory to that. I'm sure, you catch Sister Iris the right time and, she trusts you. She'll probably tell you that the backstory. It ain't all glitz and glam. She comes with a consequence. It comes with a price. People look at that and think, oh, it's all glamorous. You get out here in the streets and you raising your voice for the community, you put a target on your back. It's real too. Mofos will come for you. For real. Tabitha writes, sir, you're loud too, and cursing is equal to a woman yelling. See, I don't have a problem with women leadership. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Never have. I've had supervisors that were women, and really the best supervisors I've ever had through my professional lifetime working for other people have been women. I had no problem with it. To me, it's about if you do the job, you do the job. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If you own some dumb shit, you own some dumb shit. If you're not, you're not. Simple as that. I never had that issue with a woman before. I'm married to a strong black woman. I like it that way. I prefer it. I'm married to a woman that put me to the side and be like, well, there's some dumb shit right there. I'm like, you're right. That's the way it works perfectly. And I'll say it again. Women have a 6 or 7 sense about them that men just don't have. It's probably because of our egos. Men are very ego driven. I'm ego driven like every other man, right? Ain't no different. I try to keep it in check. But women, and I'm not saying it's across the board, Junior, but if you get a woman that's got the right mental, it's one of the most powerful things you can ever be around. Why won't the caller join the Rowley team? Right. Just get on the team, Tabitha. Just get on the team, but he don't want to get on the team because he got a problem with her. But I'm glad she called in and talked about what's happening because that's what really matters. She down there securing the bag. Another $100,000 for CCA. Great. Anime writes decorum, right? He said decorum. He said, motherfucker said decorum, man. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my God. I see that going back and forth. I see Fames going back and forth with Brian. Jenny writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Regina writes, good morning. What did I miss? It's always something going on. Glenn writes, say it, Nate. People be on some petty shit. I swear. Yeah. Can I be petty? I'm a Virgo. Hell yeah, I can be petty. I can be super duper petty, but I try not to put too many pennies into that well. That's not a muscle I really want to exercise. I want to exercise some other muscles that can be more useful to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's hilarious. Tabitha writes, if your mission gets accomplished by any means, you've done your job. Exactly. Mission accomplished, sis. Thank you. That's the only thing that matters. Jerome writes, Nate, keep doing what you are doing. About time. Oh, absolutely. Black people talk a good game. Just do it. Absolutely. I'm with you. A classy one writes, I can't stand arrogant black men. Well, that's your opinion. I like arrogant black people. I like arrogant black men, women. I like arrogant millennials. Fucking, I like arrogant black people. If they deliver. Like, I like arrogant people that's actually done something. If you arrogant and you ain't did a damn thing, I ain't got no time for all of that. But I have no problem with arrogant people whatsoever. In fact, I love self-confident, strong-willed, self-assured people. I love it. I prefer it, quite honestly. Lions run with lions. I like it that way. Especially if they're delivering. Like if you're just arrogant because, for some frivolous reason, you look good in a suit or some other little smile. That don't mean nothing to me. But you out here delivering and you know who the hell you are. I loves it. Keep it up. We need more arrogant black men and women that's actually delivering. I got no problem with it whatsoever. Brian writes, y'all run around here insulting people just saying wow is, then cry like babies. Y'all talk about decorum, but stay interrupting Nate when you discuss debate him. Y'all out of pocket with women. # jokes. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm with you. And we got a lot of people in the chat. And again, people like and share where they like it. You know what I'm saying? To me, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. They're going back and forth. I'll let y'all have that. Nat writes, good Tuesday, choppers. Good Tuesday to you. Hey, listen, I want to show you two things. First, I want to show you, because we talk a lot about Karens. And in just a little bit, I'm going to talk about a black male Karen. And my question for you is, what is the moral of this story? That's going to be my question for you. And I might even show you a little bit of a video of what happened to this black male Karen. And let's just say it ain't pretty. But before we do that, I love movies. This show has always been about people, politics, and pleasure, which encompasses pleasure and means, the things that we find pleasurable, right? Like movies and whatever else. Okay, you know that. We from time to time we'll hook up with film critics and talk about the latest movies because I'm a human and humans like these kind of things. There's a brand new movie coming out called Karen, and you got to see the trailer. You got to see the trailer. I want to watch the trailer with you right here, right now. Let's watch it together. This movie is called Karen, y'all. You got to watch this. Let me play this for you. Check this out. Hold on.
Purge is now over.
Okay, we don't want to do that.
The purge hasn't stopped.
Nobody hear the sirens?
Let's let that ad play because they're not paying me to do that. I'll let them do that on WorldStar. Let me play this in just a second. You got to see this. This is a BET original movie. You got to see this. I don't know where the movie's going to be at, but I'm here for it. And I'm interested in seeing it. I want to see it, okay? Okay, you ready? This is the trailer for a brand new movie called Karen. Check this out.
Guess this is a long way from East Point.
Baby, you just gotta give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors.
They're black. Do you mind keeping it down? If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen. Okay, enjoy yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive, yep.
I left my wallet with my ID at home. Leave us alone, we didn't do anything!
How the heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
I want to sell the house.
What'd I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house? You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
That was not standard police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
When you got a hammer, everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Is that must see right there? That look kind of interesting. What I like about it is it's current. You know, it's kind of trading on some of the things that's going on in current events because, you know, these Karens, man, they stay out here doing some dumbish, don't they? They stay out here on some dumbish. Can you believe that? That's the lady from Orange is the New Black. She's a Trumpster. That's too real for her. Is it? I didn't know that. Really, to be honest with you, y'all might say, where you messing? How you gonna call yourself a cultural critic? But I've only watched maybe like 3 or 4 episodes of Orange is the New Black. I know it's a dope series. I just, for whatever reason, I couldn't really get into it. You know, maybe one day I'll binge watch it and check it out. But I want to see it. Tracy writes hashtag must see TV. If that's must see TV, plus put must see TV in the comment section. I want to see it. I want to see. You know that shit is so real, right? Dale writes Taryn Manning. Look her up. Let me look up Taryn Manning. Let me see. I'm gonna put in Trump because if you a Trumpster, Taryn Manning posts support for Trump after tear gas stunt. Is that right? Oh man, they got the right one. They got the right one. Have you ever had a run-in with a Karen? And if so, let me know. I want to know what happened. Or a Darren. I want to know. Speaking of which, that's a great segue to another topic I want to bring up with you this morning. And that is, have you heard about the story of the blackmail Karen? Blackmail Karen. Let that all say. What do you mean blackmail Karen? What are you trying to say? Blackmail Karen. Blackmail Karen that was shot by police. Have you heard about this? This is a recent story. I want to hip you to this game real quick, and I want to ask you, what's the moral of the story? Okay, that's the question I got for you. What is the moral of the story with this blackmail Karen? But first, I want to tell you the story. Okay, we can get into it. This is real life. You can't make this up. This actually really happened. And again, you know, sometimes you got to mind your own damn business. But this happened in Phoenix. It's happened in Phoenix, Arizona. And it happened earlier in the month. A black man named William Brookins witnessed 2 people appearing to shoplift at a clothing store. Have you ever been in a store and saw somebody that you thought was shoplifting? I have. You want to know what I did? I didn't do a damn thing because it's not my store. It's not my business. I'm not security. Yeah, I've seen people do stuff that it was a little strange. I've even been in like some stores and see people put something. Oh, that's none of my business. I mind's my business. I ain't see nothing. I just walk. I try to get out the situation as quick as possible. I don't want to see nothing. Don't ask me no questions. I don't know anything. And I'm certainly not going to do what this brother did, William Brookins. So 39-year-old black man named William Brookins witnessed 2 people allegedly appearing to shoplift at a clothing store. Instead of minding his own business or informing the store security, what do you think William did? William decided to take the law into his own hands, and he was carrying a concealed weapon that day. He pulled his gun out on 2 of the 2 shoplifters in an attempt to perform a citizen's arrest. Citizen's arrest, i.e., you might get yourself in trouble. So just picture this in your mind's eye. This brother is at some kind of clothing store, whatever. He sees what appears to be some people shoplifting. He follows them outside and pulls a weapon on them and is holding the weapon on them until authorities or whoever come, and he's going to perform a citizen's arrest. Now, am I wrong? Am I the only one who would mind his own damn business? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you do in a situation like that? Let's say you a concealed carry permit, whatever, you got your weapon on you for your personal protection. You see two people shoplifting. Would you try to perform a citizen's arrest? I'm going to tell you up front, I'm never doing that. It's not going to happen. That's not why I have a weapon on me. I don't carry a weapon to stop shoplifters. That's your problem. I'm on some Peter Parker when he first got his powers type shit. That's your problem. Remember Peter Parker? You know, he had just won he won the bag, like doing some wrestling type stuff with his new spider powers. And then he witnessed an armed robber like running past him. He had all the powers and all the opportunity to stop him, but he didn't. Now, in the Peter Parker storyline, that same robber ended up killing Uncle Ben. And so it made Spider-Man realize he's got to be a superhero. But that's in comic books. In real life, what I'm telling you is mind your business. If you're not law enforcement or paid to be a security guard, officer, or whatever, mind your business. If I go to the grocery store or whatever store today and I'm shopping and I look over and I see somebody doing something, I'm going to act like I didn't see it. Get on my phone. That's not my business. It's not that I don't care, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I'm certainly not going to be running out the store on some, I guess he was on some Dudley Do Right, trying to do the right thing type Steve. You know, no, because number one, whatever they're shoplifting, let them take it. If they shoplifting clothes, they probably need them. Go on and get you some clothes in. That's what insurance is for. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just being honest with you. Am I a bad citizen because I feel that way? Am I a bad citizen? I don't think so. You tell me. Like I told you, I'm tragically flawed. I ain't trying to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I am a grown black man. All the good and all the bad with it. It's a lot of good. Way more good than bad. I say you mind your business in situations like that. William didn't do that. Would you like to know what happened to William? Well, the police were notified. They showed up. When they showed up, and you can see it on the body cam, I'm not going to show it for you, but I'll send you a link. You can check it out for yourself. When the police showed up, they thought that he was the bad guy because what they see is a black man holding two people at gunpoint. You know what they did? They shot him. No words. They shot him and he died. So my question for you is, what is the moral of the story? What's the moral of the story? 513-873-7134. When black men try to act like Karen, that's how it works. What did he think was going to happen? And the officer claims that he told William to drop his gun, but he didn't, so he shot him. Took him to the hospital. He died shortly thereafter. Black male Karen. To me, the moral of the story is 3 words. Mind your business. That's what it is. Mind your business. The fuck I look like out here pulling a gun on some shoplifters, and that's not even my store. If I own the store, I ain't pulling no gun on you. We got insurance for this. We'll holler at you. No, it's just some shit I'm not gonna do. It's just not that. It's not that serious for me. But it goes back to you know what I learned at Ride or Die training. You know what I'm saying? When you a black man or black person with a gun, police are gonna look at you differently. They're gonna respond differently. You better get hit. Damn shame. Rachel writes, good morning, Nate and the Chopper. Say good morning to you, Rachel. Kadima writes, what if the people would have had guns and shot dude for pulling that gun? Mika writes, moral of the story, mind your business. Right. Great minds think alike. Mind your business. It's just some things that are none of my business, and I don't worry about them. Does that mean that I'm not a good citizen? Now, if it was a situation where I see like somebody being abducted or something like that, you trying to snatch a kid, well, that's worth dying for. That's worth meeting God for over that. That's different. Over some clothes, take them. I might even open the door for you. Go ahead and take them. You must need them, bro. Sis, go ahead. Hell, I might pay for them for you. But if you out here trying to like harm a child or you trying to abduct somebody, that's different. See, now we got to go to Voltron on your ass. You ain't doing that in front of me. You ain't abducting no kids in front of me. I mean, that's a good death right there, quite honestly. I can think of worse ways and worse things to die for. That's a good death right there. For some clothes? For some food? For some steaks? Hell nah. Brent's in the house. He writes, Grand Risings family, how y'all doing? Doing well. Doing well, brother. Come on in. Brent writes, mind your business. Dale writes, most of the time I'm not paying attention anyway. Now, when I'm out and about, I'm always paying attention. Like it's not that my head's on a swivel, but we in the streets these days, anything can happen. So I'm always paying attention, right? But I mind my business. I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been in Kroger, seeing people putting stuff in their bag. I've been in a lot of stores. That is not my business. I don't get paid for that. I don't get paid for that. When I was in college, I did every kind of job. I did telemarketing. I did cleaning services. I ran a cleaning crew for an office building for a whole summer. I had to do the cleaning toilets, doing whatever it got to do to make that money legally. I'm never embarrassed about making money legally for me and my family ever. At that point, I didn't have a family. I was just a college student, but it was a good little gig. That was paying me like nearly $20 an hour. I was a supervisor. I had 5 people underneath me. And every single day we had to clean this office building. I enjoyed it, quite honestly. It was good, honest, clean, hard work because, you could put your headphones in, you just cleaning and you just working. I loved it. And I even did like security work where, I was security guard at a downtown building. It was a building that was like condos or something. And so I had to walk the whole building every hour. And back then, I'm not sure how it is now, but back then on every floor, they had these security, I'm not sure what you would call it, but it was something that you had to like turn or press the button to reset it. And that was the way that they would keep track of you as a security guard to make sure you were making the rounds. But hell, it was exercise to me. The worst thing about the job was it was boring as hell. I had to try to keep myself awake. And it was third shift, which if you ever work third shift, man, oh my God, what it does to your body, it just completely throws your body out of whack, right? But it was good, honest work, man. And even as a security guard, if I would have seen somebody doing some dumbish, I was calling the police. You think I'm about to go in there with I think they gave me like some mace or something like that and a flashlight. I ain't prepared for no smoke. And I was a security guard. You think I'm about to go out there and put my life on the line? And you paying me what? $15-$16 an hour with a flashlight? Hell to the nazal. It ain't happening. Now, if you want me to walk the rounds and turn these little things and write on the little thing about whoever comes in, I can do all that. But put my life on the line for your building? Hell no. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. Terrence writes, a soldier was killed like this in Alabama during a mall shooting. Cops came in and shot him, killed him without warning. Really? Terrible to see that. Dude thought he was George Zimmerman. Yeah, I guess he did. Bolt Writing writes, growing up here, we had a Karen, they house stank. You had to hold your breath when you passed it. They had too many animals and trash all around. That woman ended up dying with mold in her throat. Really? Mold in her throat? Oh my God. Terry writes, checkpoints. Yeah, there was like checkpoints. And you had to turn a little box or something like that. And that way, then the people back at the security home office would know that you were actually on that floor at that time. Man, I did all kind of stuff, man. I did security work at a construction site overnight. I did this when I was married, trying to make that money. And it wasn't bad. I mean, you sitting out here on some damn, Black Summer type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which is like a zombie series on, on Netflix. You all alone in the dark, sitting in a trailer all night with a flashlight talking about call us if you see anything. And I think, people used to go into these construction sites and steal copper and stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, if I would have seen somebody coming there stealing copper, I just would have called the boys like, hey, we got a disturbance over here. What you want me to do? You think I'm about to go out there and confront some dope heads over some copper that's not mine? Hell to the no, I wasn't. But we can play this game. If you want me to sit here all day and pay me for this, okay, we can do that. Kadima writes, you are no longer on Facebook. Kadima, somebody every single morning is getting up and they are reporting the show every single morning, and then Facebook is blocking the show. That's what's happening. So I conversed with Facebook, made them aware of it. They're sensitive to it, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, be careful what you do, because sometimes it can come back on you. So we'll see what happens. But I hope to be back on soon. If not, I'm just gonna build out YouTube. Find me on YouTube. Terrence writes, a flashlight and some mace. Literally, Terrence, I ain't BSing. I had a flashlight and some mace. That's what they gave me. And you think I'm out here confronting people? It ain't ever happening. I'd have opened the door and say, okay, there you go. You got it? You need anything? Need some water? Here you go. Here's some water. If I worked at a bank, somebody come in there, I'm not doing a damn thing. Take all the money. Take all the money you need, because it's not mine. They don't pay me to do that. That's extra money right there. If you want me to fight criminals, like put my life on the line, you got to put some more money on the table. If you want me just to watch the door and to record who's coming in and out, okay, I can do that. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you doing today?
I am doing well, Fame. Welcome to the show.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to speak with my good brother here. Despite the fact that today you're being painfully inconsistent. And I think you need to be called out on it. First of all, you're up here talking about this, whatever this guy did, chasing down crooks, talking about some mind your business. That's what I said about the nigga bird watcher in New York who ran into, what's her name? Amy Cooper. I said, he should have just minded his damn business. That girl's dog wasn't bothering nobody.
Different situation.
He could have got himself killed.
It's
not a different situation.
Completely
He's
different
a black male Karen who could have got his black ass killed.
Can I correct you real quick?
This ought to be Rich. Go ahead.
Okay. Different situation. In the situation with the brother in Phoenix, his life was not on the line. He was in no threat of bodily harm whatsoever. He injected himself into a situation that was not his business. With the brother up in New York,
the nigga bird watcher.
With the brother up in New York, there was a woman that didn't have a dog on a leash, and she was in close proximity to him. That is a direct threat to his safety. That's the difference.
Her 20-pound dog that wasn't aggressive toward anybody, wasn't bothering anybody. Brother, mind your business, man.
That was his business.
That was some black male Karen stuff. And I said that back then when it happened. That was a black male Karen. He forgot he was black because he's gay. He forgot he was black first and ran up on that woman and almost got himself jacked up. I just want to remind you of that situation. And also, I don't care. Al Gerhardstein, as far as I'm concerned, is nothing but an older Sean King. Profiting off of black pain. That's all he's done for 20 goddamn years. Get checks off of dead black people. You will agree with that, won't you? I think that's fair to say, is it not?
I don't think it's fair.
Oh, he ain't got most of his money off of dead black people the last 20 years?
I don't know how he's got most of his money.
Are dead black people the reason we even give a fuck about Al Gerhardstein?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. And I'm not saying nothing about. I'm not cashing aspersions against Iris and them and their movement.
No,
I'm just saying he's their lawyer.
I'm not.
No, I'm just saying he's their lawyer. Say what?
I'm not assuming you are trying to cast aspersions. I'm just telling you, asking me questions. I'm giving you my honest thoughts.
All he's done is diss black people for real. Look how he did the girl at Kroger. let her go all on front of the newspaper, hair undone, and now 2 years later we got Monique talking about bonnets. And he let that girl go on the newspaper. Her and her mama, their hair was undone. It was like, oh, come on, Al. The representation don't stop just because the check was signed.
I think you're burying the lead, but okay.
I'm not burying the lead. He's Sean King.
I don't think so.
Just a white man there to profit off your dead black ass. The hell with him. He was up there arguing with my brother. Listen, whatever he's got with Iris, that's their business. He's allowed to voice his opinion. Everybody's trying to act like the brother's so wrong. Like, damn. That's the problem with the black conscious. You ever notice that the black conscious community, none of them Negroes get along with each other. But they're trying to uplift the black community. Tariq Nasheed don't like this guy, that guy, the other guy. The other guy don't like that guy, this guy. And it's pathetic with them people.
You're right about that.
I don't watch none of them anymore. Because every time a new one comes out, Kevin Samuels, Kwame Brown, I'll watch them for about a week and then their shit gets tired. Like, all right, man. And now you got beef with that guy. It's getting old. How y'all trying to uplift the community by beefing with each other? Umar Johnson, he has a beef with people. He starts calling them by female names. Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Joyce Watkins. Tariq Nasheed just started capping it. His roast game is love. You know what I'm saying? His roast game is A-list. Boyce Watkins, he gets extra supercilious, which is what I've been telling people for 5 years. You and I, actually. We've been telling people that for 5 years by reading his tweets. Like, why are you so elitist to black people?
Boyce Watkins is elitist to black people. You're right about that. I even had to tell him about himself behind closed doors, but you're right. He is elitist to black people.
Yes. And so all these black conscious community people who don't get along, it's like that's par for the course. You're no different than the other counterintelligence agents. And speaking of counterintelligence agents, that's the vibe I get off of Brian Taylor. That's why I don't like him. It has nothing to do with the fact that he's gay. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah, he's gay. He's a homo. First of all, he came on here and compared black people to pit bulls. Fuck you for that. For one, from the bottom of my heart. Like, if I ever see you in person, do not try to shake my hand. You burned that bridge by doing that. We cannot coexist, bro. You compared black people to pit bulls and you thought you were waxing poetic.
Aren't you being hypocritical right now?
No, I am not.
No,
I am not.
Yes, you are.
I'm speaking my piece.
You just went to this whole rant about how conscious black folks don't get along with each other, and now here you are attacking another black man.
I'm not in the black conscious community. I'm in the alt middle.
You in the black community, period. You a black man attacking another black man for no reason.
And I'm in the alt middle. You're going to either lead, follow, or get the F out of our way. You understand me? Yeah. And then when I called him out on it, he tried to say, you better back off. You don't know who you're messing with. I used to ride the back of the bus and cap with niggas. Watch your mouth. Old fake ass Zoolander talking about how he worked in the coal mine and had to tell his dad he had the black lung and couldn't go to work that day. Like, I remember that bullshit call he made. Like, bruh, you should have never came on here comparing black people to pit bulls. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you've done, Black Lives Matter, whatever. That's your legacy on this show, Negro. You compared black people to pit bulls.
I don't remember that.
Oh, you do remember that. Go drink a cup of bleach while you're at it. Comparing us to pit bulls. What kind of Negro do that? And expect plaudits. And then be trying to diss Iris on the slide. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Iris does a lot of stuff I don't like, cavorting with police. Like, bro, like, Iris is who she is. I don't have no problem with her.
I don't necessarily go out of my way to show her love either. But she's doing what she do. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if my brethren has an issue with her, I'm gonna let him speak his piece. But Brian, I get that. I get a Lakeith Stanfield, Black Judas vibe from dude. He is counterintelligence.
I don't
He's
get that
counseling that dude.
I don't get that vibe.
I do. I do, because he's another elitist.
I think you're just saying it because you don't like him.
He's another elitist. Talks down to people. Like I said, what kind of Negro would compare black people to pit bulls?
I don't remember that comparison.
Imagine Martin Luther King, Malcolm X getting on radio talking about, yeah, black people, we like pit bulls.
Now you're comparing Brian to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I think that's a stretch.
Well, ain't he supposed to be a black community liaison, a leader or something? Like, didn't he have a very high-ranking paid protesting position?
I don't know all the details. I know the brother's out here fighting for what he thinks is right.
Yeah, because he's paid to do it.
I don't know no details. You got receipts?
Counterintelligence, Lakeith Stanfield, Brian Taylor, a.k.a. Black Judas. And from now on, it's FTN. F that nigga. I'll holla.
You wild. Ooh! Ooh! like he on a Ferris wheel. Ooh! You are wild for that. You are wild. And you're such a hypocrite. You talk all this about the conscious community, and you come on here and say that. Come on, man. And Anthony writes, Nate, you should have a no buster rule for the show. You're wrong for that. Brent writes, Mr. Sensitivity. Yeah, that's Fame, Mr. Sensitivity. He gets real sensitive about certain things. I don't remember Brian Taylor comparing. He's been running with that for years now. That's not what he said. It's not what he said. Every man is getting Fame's real. So what's really going on? Right. Fame is just as bad as the people out there trying to make Kevin Samuels gay. Like that's some kind of a slur. I don't care about somebody's homosexuality. I don't care if you're homosexual or not. It makes no difference to me. I don't care. I know who I am and what I'm all about and what I like and what I don't like. What I care about is how you interact with me and then how you interact with the community. That's all that matters. So Fame just be on some dumb ish. He wild out there. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? This is Brian.
Hey, what's up,
so-called everything you want to say when you have no ideas guy. Let me just say a couple of things, man, because in general, I'm not down with reaching down to these sophomoric ass Negroes. But let me tell somebody about themselves. And I purposely, out of respect for fellow humans, when they're fragile, don't mention their names, but only out of respect. So let me say this directly, Fame. There's people I know, unfortunately, who are extremely homophobic because it's just in them. They grew up in church, or they just have a belief system that's different than mine. So there's that kind of person. Then there's another kind of person who has personal issues that they need to work out. You need to reflect, bruh. You need to reflect on yourself. Because for all the talk that you talk about being on the back of the bus, which I was on the back of the bus, I sent people home with tears when we was playing, when I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. You are fragile. And that's why I don't engage with you on this show. Because if we were able to talk about ideas like adults, it would be an interesting conversation, because I think you're genuinely an intelligent brother. The problem is when ego meets fragility with somebody who can't handle a serious conversation and can't process complex imageries and metaphors, they're not worth talking to. I don't think about you often. I don't think that's the case on the other side. So I still haven't capped on you because it's not what I do anymore, because it's not that important what you think. But if you think that I do happen to be gay, which again, if I was, I would be 100% proud. And I have many friends, men and women, who are some hard ass individuals who put in work, who I support and, you know, I'm down with across every single kind of personal preference board you can imagine. Shout out to those people. But bruh, your radar is off, which is another indicator of things that you need to think about with yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to go into what I do and who I do things with. That's between me and them. But it's not hard to see if you know me and if you're in the streets, which you're not. So it's ridiculous that time gets wasted. And this is an entertainment show, and, you know, politics and stuff like that. So I'm down with, you know, the banter, and I'm down with the fun. But I have a problem with somebody who, and I don't backhand Iris. Anything me and Iris have to say to each other, we say it. Again, not when behind closed doors like grown folks do. Has nothing to do with you. But I'm not going to suffer people coming in here, regardless of what me and Iris may or may not agree on. I'm not going to suffer people in anywhere calling her or any other woman I respect whores or anything else. So let me just be clear. I'm a nice dude in general, and I'm not looking for beef. I keep telling people that. I'm not looking for beef, because harming another black man in this world, we got enough people trying to harm us, even ones I disagree with. But at the same time, keep making a mistake and you will be corrected. And I mean that. I mean that. I'm not saying that to arouse beef. I'm being as real as I possibly can in this moment, because y'all have it so twisted, and you have no idea who I am or what I do or who I do. Stay to your own, get your own, and you might be okay. That's it, Nate. Tired of it. It's silly.
I appreciate the call. You know, what I would say is, let's all keep it rhetorical. You know, Brian says something I think makes a lot of sense. There's enough people out there trying to kill us, trying to derail our progress, trying to put a glass ceiling on us. We shouldn't be doing to ourselves. I think fame was out of order. And I have to think about moving forward how I want to address that. And he said something about people being called whores. We don't want to do that. Like, I think we can disagree on the issues strongly. We can go back and forth on the issues super strong. But when it starts to get personal, then I have to step in. Beth writes, is this show not live on Facebook any longer? It's temporary, Beth. I converse to the people of Facebook, but again, I keep saying, which is very, very rare. It's very rare you get a chance to speak with one of their technicians, but I got a chance to converse last week, and they are aware of the issue, and I'm pretty confident it will be dealt with. So for today, no. Hopefully in the future we will be, but it doesn't stop what we're doing, Beth. I know it's very convenient, but you got a lot of jealous people out there. I mean, why would somebody be jealous of what we're doing? I don't know. But you got a lot of jealous people out there. You might even have some racist people out there. I've got a good understanding of where I think it's coming from. It's very, very sad, but no. So the answer to your question is not today, but shortly. We'll work on that. Is this the Brian Fame was just talking about? Yes, that is the Brian he was just talking about. Jerome writes, Fame, you call him Facebook? That's hilarious. Nah, Fame wouldn't do that. That's not who he is. Brian writes, stop comparing black people to pit bulls, signs off howling. WTF? Sustained. You got a great point. Fame was all over the place. He likes to stir the pot. Tracy writes, OMG, I feel like I'm on a playground. It feels that way sometimes. Oh man, Politically Petty Podcast, right? What the F? They must be hitting the same blunt this morning. What I would say is we all have, as Black people, we have some real enemies out there, but it's not us. We are not our enemies. This is just a talk show where we could talk about information. Sometimes it gets a little tense and confrontational, obviously so. And I like it that way. But other than that, I don't have a problem with no Black man or woman in this world and ain't looking for none. Alicia writes, it's probably somebody from the school board. It could be. It could be. Anime writes, this ish week, keep it in the streets, then y'all arguing on the phone, soft-ish and off topic. I agree with all of that. But sometimes, when you're dealing with family, we're going to have disagreements. It's going to go that place. It happens. Let me see. Beth writes, okay, thank you for addressing my concern. I think they try to do that on Lincoln Ware show as well, Dirty Dogs. Yeah. So people will... and it's, again, I blame Facebook, and I told them this. Y'all need to have better mechanisms because just because somebody reports something as something, it doesn't mean it is. People will, that's human beings. Anytime human beings get a sense of how a system works, they're going to try to rig the system or use the system for their benefit. So that's what it is. And it's minor. And really, actually, I'll be honest with you, family. I just got a different attitude about things these days. My attitude is different. And I look at things, I have no control over anything outside of my own head and what I do with my own hands. I have no control over anything like that. So what I've been learning, primarily here in the last couple of months, what I've been learning is how to react to what happens in the world. You know what I'm saying? How to make sure that I react to what's happening in the way that I should. So whether it be Facebook or YouTube, if they want to stop the show, okay, great. That just tells me that there's some things that I need to put in place to make sure that people can hear my content. And that's it. That's it. Bold Writing writes, people are becoming Karen on Facebook. They absolutely are. They absolutely are. Let me see. Brian writes, yeah, that's me, Terrence. I'm not paid. Never have been. I've given every dime. I'm not saying I know Brian Taylor all like that, but from what I know, he seems to be authentic, brother. And again, I've seen him on the front lines, raising his voice for our community. I've seen him there, ready to put it all on the line. I've seen it with my own eyes. And if I didn't see it, I wouldn't say I did. I keeps it 100. So my impression of Brian is I've got nothing but a positive experience and thoughts about the brother. That's just my personal experience. I think he genuinely cares about our community 100% to the point where he's willing to put his life on the line. And a lot of people talk, but when you're willing to put your life on the line, that says a lot about it. Because everybody can say this, that, and the other, but what are you actually willing to do? That's what really matters. That's what I see. That's what I see. So you said the same thing with Lincoln. I can see that. And you know what? The thing I've learned about this city, family, is we might assume that it's Karens and Darrens. But I'm going to tell you, what I've learned about this city, and I've said it many times before, is that you got to watch these Judases. There are Black people that's right in front of you, and they will do anything if it thinks that they benefit them. They'll do anything. They think it's funny, and they feel like they can get a little something out of it. They will do anything, I'm telling you. And it's just a shame, quite honestly. It's quite sad. But it is what it is. Terry writes, damn, nobody feel that way about Rick from Bond Hill. Terrence writes, he needs no airtime, no validation. It's the only way to starve the beast. Could be. Terry writes, everyone stabbing the first back they see. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Brent writes, I want to give a shout out to our Queen Warrior sister Iris. Our community needs to give her flowers on how she fights for our community. I was so proud of my sister yesterday. Everybody knows that on any platform that I'm a part of, if you out here doing something in our community, it's an open door policy. Everybody knows that. You out here doing something that's going to move the needle for us in a positive way, let's talk about it. Come on in. Come on in, fam. And that's just a small little way that I can be a part of helping push the needle in the right direction. And that's the whole point of it. Before we go any further, I want to remind you that today is the Teen Father Resource Fair. It is today from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rosemary's Babies Company are putting this together. I think it's an excellent idea. It'll be located at 4439 Reading Road. Teen fathers between the ages of 13 and 19 and their children are welcome. You can register online for a free gift at www.rosemarysbabies.company or .co. And just remember, this is a drive-through event. So literally, you don't have to get out of the car. You can drive through as a teen father. You can, if you have a teen father in your family, you can take them. You don't have to get out of the car, right? Stay in your vehicle, drive through, get the resources, and you can go on with your day. And props to Rosemary's Babies Company for putting this together and focusing on teen fathers, which we hear about a lot about teen mothers, but we don't hear a lot about helping teen fathers. So I'm glad they're here in this space and doing it. And I need your help. We need your help to lift up this event to let as many people know as possible. So immediately after the show, you're going to see this again on my Facebook page saying something like, hey, don't forget, this is happening today. When you see it, if you think it's worthy your time, please like, and in particular, share it. Share it with your friends, wherever you might be on Facebook and on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. Okay. Terry writes, people foul before the two Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Nat writes, gotta watch those black preachers too, the ones who endorse Amadeus Man. Oh, absolutely. I know all about the black preachers. I know all about them. I know I'm hip to them. Some of them are a problem. Some of the black preachers in Cincinnati are a part of the problem. Some of them are part of the solution, but some of them are part of the problem. I don't know if I'm going to say that just because somebody is supporting David Amadeus Man, Amadeus. So come and rock me, Amadeus, with the white wigs on. I'm not prepared to say that just because they're supporting him, they're part of the problem. I mean, that's their viewpoint. But some of them are part of the problem. We must say that. 100%. Let me see here. Darius writes, Brian was down there for the Black Lives Matter protest and helped make sure people stay orderly. Led chants. Everyone ain't out there like that. Absolutely. They are not. They are not. And that brother be all over the state and all over the country. So I just give people props, where they deserve them. I know my lane. This is my lane. This is what I have to contribute to our community. Somebody else may have something else to contribute. Cool. We can all put it together and build something beautiful. That's how I look at it. Nothing more than that. 513-873-7134 is my number if you'd like to share your thoughts. I do want to move forward and share some other things with you. Just to give you an update, CCA is going to give $400,000 in funding. Props to Sister Iris and her team for putting the pressure and the leverage on City Council. They came up, along with Greg Landsman, they came up with another $100,000. They're going to propose to put forward that in the budget. They're supposed to be solidified this week or next week. Okay, it'll be the new budget, so give you some updates on that. We've talked about Kevin Samuels. He spoke out about the gay rumors, and I think he set the record straight. He said, look, essentially, okay, we got a call on the line. He said, essentially, people try to say I'm gay to invalidate me. Okay, let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Nate. It's Kev on the field. How are you, brother?
I'm doing great, Kev. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Morning, bro. Fame is a wolf. How can you be mad about pit bulls? They dogs. Isn't it all related? I don't know. But I don't want to too much ride on those coattails. I think though, we have this thing. So I'm going to say this: Fame doesn't necessarily use the best word choices. I think a lot of people are mad that Iris gets a lot of attention. And I love my sister Iris. Everybody knows I love my sister Iris. So we're going to just put that out there. She does great work, period. And, and a lot of people are fighting or seem to be fighting for the attention that Iris gets. But I don't think people understand that Iris doesn't get attention for being Iris. Iris gets attention for her causes. And it just so happens that her causes are our causes. So I don't know about the rest of everybody else, but I want Iris to continue to get the attention. If it means she's going to get your things. I hate quoting other people, but I like what you say about the tangibles, right? If we get policing reform, if we're getting people at the table, if we're getting things done, how can you be mad at the person that's doing things for you for free? Man, you gotta help me with these things, Nathan. I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is. To quote Forrest Gump, bro. I can't take it. Not one more again, man. We need more people getting more attention for our problems. We do not need to be coming down on the people that are getting attention for our problems. I just want solutions, man. I don't really care how you get them. I really don't. I have no problem with anyone being the leader I could follow. I have no problem being the leader. I will have folks follow me. Only problem I have is the people in the back that are pulling at my coattails trying to slow me down, which means they're going to slow us down. We got things to do, man. It's time out. My man, there's a politically petty podcast, right? And that person is not really being petty. He's still talking about let's move forward, right? Double entendre, political petty. Let's get some things done, man. This stuff about coming down on the people that love us is crazy. If you hate people that love you, man, the problem is always gonna be you. Nate, man, it is what it is. By the way, so just to throw this back out there, I want everybody to keep their eye on the possibility of stagflation or inflationary rates coming in. We talked about this a while ago, and now the Fed's talking about it, and much of the governmental agencies are talking about it. Keep your eyes open, man. There is an okie doke. There really is. There's one thing that they throw at us all the time that confuses us and hurts us, and it is finance, right? It's about making good decisions. Sometimes all money ain't good money. Some stuff you got to walk away from. So again, keep your eyes open. There's 1%, the 1 cent tax. I don't know how I feel about taxes. As long as they're going to use it for the right things, I guess I'm good with it. But most of the time they don't. And 9 years, that thing about 9 years, I've never seen a tax repealed in this city. Never. There's never been a tax. I'm pretty sure the stadium tax was supposed to only be for a certain amount of time. And I think they already renewed that contract like twice, and the tax is still there. So, we do have to keep our eyes open and keep our minds right, man. But remember, man, the people that love you, love you. Why would you punch the person that's trying to hope, pull you up? That doesn't make sense, man. Be blessed, bro. Stay safe, man.
Appreciate the call. That's Kev on the sale. Kev on the sale. All right, a couple more things I want to bring to your attention that you may or may not be aware of. And I think this is real interesting. Okay, we got another phone call here. Let's go straight to it. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I apologize. I did not mean to call in this morning. It was an accident. I pressed redial. I apologize.
All right, brother, take it easy. He just said he did not mean to call in. He said, I don't want no parts of that this morning. All right, it's all good, though. Please like and share this stream on Facebook or wherever you are on social media. I really appreciate you. Even my people on the audio side of things. All right, I want to talk about this because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. And, it's just amazing to me. It really is. But the U.S. Senate has a new plan for people in Ohio. Ohioans receiving food stamps will have to undergo a new asset test that measures total worth, including the value of cars owned by anyone in a household under a provision in the Senate's version of the state's upcoming 2-year budget. The goal of the test is to be sure that the right people are receiving food stamps or SNAP benefits as they're known. Quote, there are a lot of folks who can afford to pay for a variety of things who are still receiving those benefits. This comes from the Ohio State Senate President Matt Huffman. He's a Republican from Lima, Ohio. The measure incorporates elements of standalone legislation introduced earlier this year. Dozens of people representing food banks, legal aid groups, and healthcare advocacy groups have testified against it. The legislation is pending in the Senate Government Oversight and Reform Committee. Sounds like a train wreck to me. Under current law, income is the only test for receiving food stamps. Ohioans making 130% of the poverty level, or about $2,350 a month for a family of 3, are eligible. So now you've got Senate Republicans that want to do an asset test. If you own cars or anything like that, you live in a household, they want to use that as a measure as to whether you should qualify for welfare benefits. I'd like to know whether you agree or disagree with that. At 513-873-7134. Do you think that that's a good idea? Meanwhile, in the state of Ohio, the Republican suck MC governor with no spine, Mike DeWine, has no spine. He decided to stop providing $300 of federal assistance, unemployment assistance, because he wants to force people to go back to jobs that don't pay them enough money. But again, tell me what you think about that. Do you think that makes sense to you? An asset test. You got you a car? You got a car? You live in a household, you asking for welfare benefits, you could sell that car. You don't need the welfare benefits. What do you think? Let me go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Bang! He's gonna live forever.
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
What the hell? What was that? I think it was Brother 25. I'm not sure who that was. I thought it was Brother 252, but okay, that we can do that too. Not sure. Damon writes, if you can't see how Iris fights for black people in sense, and you ain't looking. I respect and rock with Iris Rowley and side-eye those who don't. Absolutely. Anthony writes, rich people don't go under an assessment when they go after our tax dollars. Right. Brandy's cracking up. Oh, boy. Let's go back to the phones. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Glenn. Welcome.
I think you got it mixed up, man. The laws that are proposed, those are for rich people, right? Those are for the people that are bilking Ohio taxpayers and nationwide taxpayers out of millions of billions of dollars. You're not talking about hard-working people that just need a little hand up, are you? This has to be something about corporate welfare. Am I right? Or did I get it mixed up?
Unfortunately, you're wrong. We're talking about hard-working people that just need a hand up.
And I mean, again, and you know my disdain for conservatives. You know my disdain for conservatism. They say it all the time. Now, you've heard this adage, the older you get, the more conservative you become. I found out the more educated you become, the least likely you ever going to be a conservative. Because for whatever reason, Nate, conservatives feel like taking money away from poor people will incentivize them, but giving money to rich people will incentivize them to make more money. The whole trickle-down economics BS that we've been living with for the last 40, 50 years, quite honestly. I mean, Nate, and what amazes me, and I'm like the caller, I hope I wanted to call because I didn't want to get into this mess, but today is like a Friday. What the hell is going on? People have lost their damn minds. And then out of all people, Black Beachmont had the nerve to call in talking about decorum. It's the same Negro 2-3 weeks ago was about to go Luke and Laura on his girlfriend. Calling in, publicly asking, I wonder if I have an STD. Negro, please. What about decorum? I mean, it kills. And then you talk about giving them flowers while they're here. I give all the flowers in respect to Iris Rowley. I remember all the little backstabbing, clout chasing, everybody trying to get credit for doing whatever menial job. I mean, this nigga was talking about, he sent a letter in talking about CCA. I don't know who the hell you are. You're the Tim Scott of the chop shop and down to there. I told you, Nate, when he was, he turned into Reverend Al Beasley real quick. I was like, oh, that's what we doing now. The only thing you was missing was a bow tie and them patting you on the back of the head like Benny Hill when I saw them do it to him down at the little 700 WLW get together. Nate, they was playing his brother. Al Beasley just playing right along with it. Right along with it. I mean, and Brian makes a great point. For a brother to be all up in his arms about black people and pit bulls, you leave off every call with a how. I mean, it's so ironic. I was like, that is a great point. So, maybe he's not a pit bull. Maybe he's a Yorkie. Yorkie pool is like a wiener dog mixed with a Great Dane head with like a child tail or something. And let me say this, and Nate, I think you caught that. I was like, people be on that petty stuff. You're absolutely right. Talking about something petty. Have you heard the latest outrage about Nina Simone and Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I have.
But do you know the whole story behind it?
What am I missing?
Well, Nate, because, me, I'm going to go back and find out, what really happened during this case? Apparently, the granddaughter was stealing from her grandmother to the tune of $1.5 million, Nate, that she put into her own business. And I think another like $500,000 that, is out there somewhere in the Ethernet. Yeah. And Nina Simone, she wanted to go to music education in Liberia and a couple of other African countries, specifically. So what happened at the time, Kamala Harris, being the state attorney general, I'm pretty sure at the time, well, they had to put the money into a trust. The guard from them already ciphering off what she had coming in, because if people forget, she actually was kind of broke at the time. And now all these royalties are coming in, and these, and the monies that are coming in. Well, you got the granddaughter taking $1.5 million out the kitty, Nate. See, it's always more complicated. And see, people went along with the little Facebook post and didn't read into it. And I just didn't, go with the first, URL that I saw. I read about 10, 20, 15 of them because I want to know everything about it. So, I just want to throw that out there. It's like the women's Senate dinner, and they got like black servants there. And they're like, well, she should have walked out the room when she saw, black servants there. I mean, it's like, the black White House staff should have left the White House when the Obamas got there. I bet you they're probably like, no, I like my job. It actually pays pretty good. And I don't give a damn who the president is. I'm really happy there's Michelle and Barack, but, they're going to be here, 4 or 8 years? I still need a job because still come. They don't give a damn about election cycles. Spectrum still comes. They don't give a damn about election cycles. You still don't get that Bourke-Ning Buick bill. See, again, Nate, people be on some petty ass shit, and it kills me. Well, it don't kill me. It actually, it's the reason why I got the show. To call out all the little petty shit that don't mean anything. When right now today, Nate, we're going to have a Senate procedural vote about the For the People Act. And it's not for the law per se. It's just to even discuss what's going on. It's to even discuss the Voting Rights Act, For the People Act. So people, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay on code. Hey, Nate, I appreciate you taking my call. I'm actually like a couple of minutes late, man, but I can play. I got technical issues. I'm petty.
Take it easy. He said, I had some tech issues. That's why I'm on late. My bad. Had some tech issues. Listen, I really appreciate you. I know we typically go to 10, but I've got something I need to take care of this morning, so we're going to end the show a little bit early. I really appreciate you. So what's going to happen is while the show isn't streaming live on Facebook, I'm going to break it down, the show, into like little 30-minute increments and then start placing them on the show. And matter of fact, not just my show, but all the shows, so that we can get more visibility. A lot of people don't see us when we're live, but I can still upload it and you get a Facebook notification about the show. So again, I just want to remind you, today is the My Legacy Matters Teen Fathers Resource Fair. from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. This is a drive-through event. So what they're asking people to do is literally drive through. You can go to their location, Rosemary's Babies Company of 4439 Reading Road here in beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio. You can drive through and pick up all of your swag and your resources and connect with the good folks over there. And let's try to do as much as we can to help out teen fathers, okay? Have an excellent rest of your day, family. I really appreciate you. Remember our motto: winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm Nate Ivy, and I'm out.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm